What's up, guys? And welcome back to the GameShow Global Esport Cup. It's going to be the winner's game. iDeal, after having crushed their opponents, going to go up against Action Arena, who beat their opponents, but not really by that much. I'm Mikelorus, going to be joined by Daneliecasts for this winner's game. I think we can expect that these games should be probably the best. I mean, it's winner versus winner. What else would you expect?
Yeah, as if you guys were not here for the first game, it was a very close game between Action against the enemy. Execration. I can't believe I forget this, but it happens. But
short-term memory.
That game. I'm sorry. If you guys ever get the chance to, and you are not really doing anything and you have time, watch the VOD. It was an absolute treat to cast for us. It was a great game to actually start this entire series, honestly. Just had your energy going constantly. At first, it looked like Action was ahead, but then the game became incredibly close. It was disgustingly close. So they did manage to win in the end. iDeal crushed. Out of these two teams, would you say it's even, or are you looking at somebody and thinking that they'll be having a bit of an advantage?
Oh man, it's really hard to tell because of how those other games went. I would say Execration probably a better opponent than Aphie, so it would have been like harder for Action Arena to win than for iDeal, but they both ended up winning. I think it is kind of even-ish. I don't think there would be any significant edge either way. Like at worst for either team, it's going to be 60-40, and that's like not a big deal, whatever. But yeah, it is really hard to tell after how those games went, especially the Execration Action Arena game. But iDeal, they went with a lot of momentum off of that last game, and it was with the first pick Ember Spirit. So again, they're going to first pick the Ember Spirit.
And assuming Action watched the previous game, they're going to be aware of how iDeal plays with this Ember Spirit. It's not that passive farming Ember Spirit that we see some teams running. It is aggressive. He goes for rotations. He helps his team's kills. iDeal know what to do with their Ember Spirits. So they're not going to sit back idly and say, hey, it's an Ember, let's farm. No, he fights, and the way they played it last game, Toy on the Ember was a absolute menace. So Action, they're going to go for first two picks of Spirit Breaker and Dazzle. So we already have a little bit of aggressive heroes coming out here. You got the Dazzle Sustain plus a Spirit Breaker, which means that Action is going to be looking for action this game.
This is how they started off their first game also. So both teams opening the exact same way. What was it? Ember Spirit. I don't remember what the second pick was.
10 seconds remaining.
I have no idea. And I probably shouldn't even try to remember because, again, when you cast, you have, like, really bad short-term memory. This happens for everyone. So, yeah, I don't know. But either way,
casting so many games, and you just don't remember everything.
They all kind of blend together after a certain point. But Ember Spirit is an opening for iDeal, you said, on the aggressive slant, as seen by their last game. For Action Arena, it's kind of going to be pretty much the exact same. Just put that Spirit Breaker on the offline, have the Dazzle play the very standard support Dazzle role. They should be happy with that. But yeah, I mean, if both sides open up with the same exact drafts from last game, I think they'd be more or less in their comfort zone. It was a Lion, and that was up against the Queen of Pain. That's what the pick was. Don't think it's time for a Lion. It's going to be an Earthshaker, so not exactly the same opening, but same heroes eventually.
Yeah, if I was iDeal now, if they saw Action's game, I would be looking at banning a Templar Assassin. Because the way that they handled, or the way they played Templar Assassin last game, you cannot, you have to respect the player. So if they don't ban it, you have a feeling Action's going to pick the TA up anyway, because TA, she's a strong hero, she's never going to really be pushed out of any matchup unless it's some stupidly ridiculous matchup, like maybe a Veno TA matchup, or maybe OD. You never see OD ever again. I just mentioned the hero because I think this hero needs, I think some people need to remember it still exists. But yeah, no one picks OD. So I think Action may pick up the Templar Assassin now. You see the play last time and you have to say, the hero's there. It's probably going to get picked up.
The play style is there. It was J, Desert. Someone lied to me and said that was someone else.
His name was Desert.
Yeah, it was Desert who was playing it, and that is J now because
Jay,
he's properly tagged up. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Action Arena's names. Either way, it is going to be the Templar Assassin that you're saying. You know, may have defensively a bad time versus Ember Spirit, but offensively she sure as hell can get the job done. It is going to be a little bit difficult because she will probably be forced to play at least sometimes in the defensive role, Ember Spirit and Shaker, who are now Venomancer for iDeal, they have really good heroes at punishing this Templar Assassin. Again, low range, is reliant on, using the refraction to block large chunks of damage. You may be able to block like a Fissure, but Venomancer and Ember Spirit both cut through the defensive charges, so even though she does have a Dazzle behind her and a Spirit Breaker as well, it's going to be tough times for this TA, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a Venoman to pick up. This hero is very rarely picked, and it's not just to counter a Templar Assassin. Sometimes people pick it up because they want some push, and they're looking at a Veno who can also have an explosive ult, the slow. So seeing a Veno this game, this feels very old school. It's not going to be a mid Veno by any means, but does this look like it could? Do you really think it's going to be a mid Veno though? Even though Veno does okay against a TA, I've seen TAs being able to just run over Venomancers because the hero doesn't have that much mobility, and they're also very fragile.
I mean, the downside of mid Venomancer is that you have to deal with the Spirit Breaker. I think that's really the hard part. Versus Templar Assassin, you're fine. Oh, that's an interesting pick. But we are seeing a lot more Venomancers nowadays. He is getting a little bit more traction. Just being able to have that aggressive scaling magic damage in the late game. Something that's very unique among support heroes. But something that's a little bit more interesting, aside from the Spectre picked up by iDeal, which I think perfectly fine, is the Omni Knight here from Action Arena. You can repel out all of the Venomancer's damage. Guardian Angel and Repel and Purification on Templar Assassin Spirit Breaker is all really ridiculous. This is a support hero, however, who's melee, making it their second melee hero. It might just be constantly poked at. iDeal aren't perfectly suited for that, as they have 3 melee heroes of their own, but I feel like this Omni Knight pick is something that you can always save until last.
Yeah, unless they have another niche pick for their last pick that they really want to save till then, because remember, this is going to be their safe lane carry, and typically teams pick up their safe lane carry last simply because they don't want to have the team react to that carry. So if you pick certain carries, you can grab supports or off lanes or whatever you need for that last pick, and you have an easier time dealing with it. Whereas iDeal, Spectre's so popular, you have to pick it up roughly around this stage of the game. So having a Spectre now, it's absolutely fine. Omni Knight, I kind of like it this game. iDeal has nothing to pierce magic immunity. They do have to worry about the Spectre picking up an early Diffusal Blade, but if the Spectre decides to go for Diffusal Blade first instead of a Radiance, then that is probably going to limit the Spectre's usefulness when she haunts in the early game.
5 seconds remaining.
You generally want to be going for Radiance in any given Spectre game, but Diffusal definitely looking a lot better here. In the first game, we saw Action Arena not able to pick up the Slardar, which was eventually banned out. Actually seems pretty reasonable here, especially with the Omni Knight. Yeah, you might be a little bit crowded, but it's still 3 melee versus 3 melee. And Slardar, with the help of Templar Assassin, can maybe not end the game super early, but can put a lot of pressure super early. No, it's not going to be that hero. It's a Queen of Pain, so it looks like they want to have maybe Queen of Pain take the reins over in mid. Is also a hero that does very well with Omni Knight. Maybe not as explosive as Slardar, but can definitely get the job done.
Yeah, and also Queen of Pain's going to have a pretty good time this game, because what is there to really keep a Queen of Pain down? You've got the Searing Chains from the Ember Spirit and some disables from the Earthshaker. Venomancer can't really do anything, and neither can the Spectre. So Queen of Pain, she's going to be able to do quite a bit during the team fights. She is very mobile and iDeal. If they want to if they want to keep her in place, they're going to have to commit a lot of disables. And if they really want to, you just repel the Queen of Pain, then you can't do anything. So this Omni Knight pick is actually looking really awesome right now. I really like it. But what does iDeal want to go for as their last pick? They've got the safe lane. They go for a Phoenix.
Yeah, not exactly great versus Repel. However, it is another form of damage over time. And Action Arena supports, because it is Dazzle and Omni Knight. The first of which doesn't really have a lot of threatening skills versus the Phoenix, the second of which has no threatening skills versus the Phoenix, means that the Phoenix's laning stage towards the offlane should be really, really safe. And in that regard, I don't really mind it too much. We did see them run kind of like a dual lane situation. Earthshaker Phoenix, I guess, would be the similar situation in this game. But there really is no answer for Action Arena to this Phoenix in their lanes. So I think in and of itself is value, but also you look down the line to the late game of iDeal, to the mid game. Supernova is just going to, at the very least, force Action Arena's focus. And then between that fire damage, the Echo Slam, and the Venomancer damage, just with those 3 skills, it's going to be a hell of a lot of magic going into iDeal, or going to Action Arena, rather.
Yeah, I really want to see how both of these teams are going to play out their drafts. Because iDeal, they could, in theory, play pretty aggressively against Action, but obviously Action, you look at their draft has more leeway when it comes to execution. So you have a Dazzle with the Grave, you have a Queen of Pain with the Blink to bail her out, you have a Spirit Breaker who can charge to bail out if necessary, you have an Omni Knight. Like, what is the definition of Omni Knight? This is when, wait, let me check something, No, oh god. Wait, who played the Dazzle for Action?
Well, they changed their names since the last game.
Essentially, we've got two heroes that could, in theory, be Jesus. Although Omni Knight's looking pretty good.
What about Little Jesus is on the Spirit Breaker, so it's just all wrong.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's just totally incorrect.
That's wrong.
Are we seeing a core Omni Knight here? I mean, I think that is the best way to play the Omni Knight, but I'm not really sure if that'll get that much traction in this game. It's going to be like a solo offlaner?
I've seen one core Omni Knight, I think, in my entire life in professional Dota, and I'm pretty sure it was MUFC at TI3. I think Winter played the core Omni Knight, if I'm not wrong. This was quite far back. MUFC won no games at all at TI, and they just went for this full-on ballsy core Omni Knight. It didn't work out, but it was fun, to say the least, just to see Omni Knight appear.
I think I've seen him a couple times since then.
Awesome.
I think like you really would just want to try to get your mana pool, whether Arcane Boots, a Soul Ring, and a Blink Dagger. I mean, it would be actually pretty sick here if he was able to do that, but I have no idea. Little Jesus was on the support role last time, but it seems like we're actually going to have an offlane Omni Knight, maybe joined by a couple heroes. We'll see. Action Arena, they did take down Execration. They're going to put Ben Elaben on the Queen of Pain, or towards mid, it's Jay, and he's going to be joined by Champoy on the Dazzle. Right now, we got Little Jesus on the Spirit Breaker. That leaves Nevertheless on the Omni Knight. Again, different names for these players, but still the same players.
So on the side of iDeal, who are going to be on the Dire side this time, we've got TNT, who played the Clinks previously, now on a Spectre. That's going to be going in towards the top lane. We've got YO2 on our Venomancer, Sad Boy playing on the Earthshaker, and I'm trying to find these heroes. We have Toy playing on the Ember Spirit yet again. He played the awesome Ember Spirit. Is he going to be able to perform again? We'll have to see. And finally, we've got KYT playing on the last pick, Phoenix. I really wonder how this hero is going to pan out in this game, because Phoenix is a hero that's very reliant on his spells, and if he can't throw out those spells, especially the Fire Spirits and the Templar Assassin, I don't really feel like he fits that well in this game. Queen of Pain does a lot of magical damage, so Phoenix is not going to be that much of an issue. Omni Knight doesn't care, it's Omni Knight. There is going to be a charge though, and nice heal going in the way of the Templar Assassin. Can they get Toy though? Going to be Searing Chains. Oh, the heal doing a shit ton of damage, and it looks like Toy is going to be completely cleaned up here. Although Templar Assassin are going to go down as well. So TA and Ember Spirit's dead. Or that poor Earthshaker literally might be a Sad Boy very soon. Is there a charge available? Just a little bit more mana, but it's just regenning too slowly for the Spirit Breaker here. So Little Jesus instead going to go after TNT.
And should not be able to get him. Has another charge, but that won't really be enough. That was a first blood for Action Arena, and that is nice and everything. It was drawn by the Dazzle. That heal bomb, though, that heal bomb did so much damage. There was a little bit of a mistake there. It was Nevertheless using Purify on himself for damage instead. Oh, wait, we're not done yet. Gale's going to land onto the Spirit Breaker. He is going to get healed up. Sad Boy has no mana. TNT has gone for Dagger level 1 and is going to have to be driven away by the Omni Knight. So, though Gale's ridiculous level 1, the right-click follow-up on a Spirit Breaker almost non-existent. The Omni Knight used the Purify for damage instead of heals and could have saved the Templar Assassin from First Blood, I feel, if he just dropped that 90 heal on her instead. So it could be 1-0 right now in favor of Action Arena, but as it stands, we have Omni Knight with Spirit Breaker in the off lane for Action Arena. I guess the combo here, at least the plan, is charge into Purify into some of these supports, but if you're going into an Earthshaker, it's always going to be difficult. I guess the good side is that Venomancer, as powerful as he may be, with 43 base damage, can't really do too much versus these two super tanky strength heroes.
Yeah, the issue though is that these two heroes have abysmal mana regen, so they can't really just go for their combo every couple of minutes. Their mana is just regenerating way too quickly. If they had, for example, a Keeper of the Light with them and turned this into a tri-lane, then I think it would have been a completely different situation for action, and they would have been able to be more aggressive with this. So I think at this point they're just gonna leave, nevertheless, on the Omni Knight up here and have the Spirit Breaker do continuous rotations. He has a clarity pop, so he will have a charge available pretty soon. I think Sad Boy, oh, is he going to be really sad? We may see it very shortly. Charge is available, but are they going to commit? Oh, Haste Rune on the TA. Although it's going to be blocked.
Is that a wall?
Oh, that's a complete wall.
Ooh, that sucks for the Radiant side. That would have definitely been a kill if that wasn't a full block. Just have the TA run down the Shaker, and there's nothing a Shaker can do about that, but still, it's not going to be a kill. In the meantime, we have KYT in a little bit of trouble. Got hit with a Shadow Strike, already used his dive. Yes, Toy is here, but Ben is still poking at this Phoenix right now. Dazzle around the corner looking for a heal bomb. Charge is going to connect. There's only level 1 Spirit Breaker, but Ben has another Screaming Pain soon. Can KYT get to the Ancients? No. With another heal, they'll keep Ben very much so alive. Now Toy's going to be forced to bail on out of there. Vision will be thrown, slowed down the Queen of Pain a little bit. Shield is going to be up, burning down Ben a little bit. They're going to have to right-click him down because they don't have enough magic damage to cut through the shield and then kill him off afterwards. No mana on Little Jesus. Guys, it's time to fall back. It's time to fall back, guys. Please. Phoenix is going to come right back in. Has Fire Spirits available. Little Jesus. Way too tanky for the Phoenix to bring down. Fissure, though, is going to completely wall him off, I think. He has no mana for a charge, so he's going to have to go behind the bottom tier 2. Space created. How much space, Little Jesus? He's just dead here. I don't know what you do. I guess you, like, hope for buying boots. Oh, we got it. I guess that's a win. A little win.
I return.
Tiny win. They still get the kill to the Phoenix, though. So it's going to help out KYT on the Phoenix. Even though he died, that secures his own boots, and he's getting closer and closer to Tranquil Boots. And that helps out Phoenix so much because he can then use spells and not really have to worry about losing HP once casting them.
Well, the Spirit Breaker survived long enough to get those brown boots, and we can already see he's kind of going to be on the roam. And if he's going to the Phoenix to have an answer to the Icarus dive, who he currently doesn't have right now. Queen of Pain blinked forward would have been a lot of free damage, probably even a kill onto this Phoenix, honestly, but not going to make that call. Seems like they didn't know it was still on cooldown from the chase of the Spirit Breaker. But up towards the top, the Spirit Breaker is going to return. Yotu's doing his best to poke it nevertheless. There's not much here for him, though. And apparently Magic Sticks don't give you, or Sad Boy actually getting charged again. This time, no haste through, no problem. Templar Assassin level 5 at this point. We'll run that cow down easily. For some reason, the Omni Knight didn't actually get stick charges from the Plague Wards, which I'm pretty sure still works, but
Maybe out of range?
I don't know.
Could be out of range, because Veno's throwing them pretty far ahead of himself.
Well, nevertheless is cut off now. Well, again, the Venomancer can't really do too much. This is an awkward place for a Venomancer to be. As a support, you really want him to be always going for kills, and I mean, it's kind of possible with Shaker, though not really super easy. You really want to have a super aggressive environment for a Venomancer, but it seems like he's just relegated to poking duty, and that's not really the greatest strength of this hero. If you wanted this, you get a Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, but I think at this point, what can they really do? They wanted a Veno, and they're going to have a nice initiation, but there comes the Repel. It's going to negate a little bit of the tick damage from the Veno, but I think this is going to be the end of nevertheless. No TP's in, so easy kill for TNT. Even though there's a Repel from the Omni Knight, if you get hit by Gale, you still get slowed.
You have to have Repel up before that happens, and then you block it all. But if you get hit with it and then you try to Repel, for some reason Repel doesn't take off as slow. Because Dota is inconsistent like that. Other slows it will take off, but not that one. It's going to be a very easy kill, as you said, for iDeal up towards top. And Spectre also going for a little bit of extra Desolate, getting that pure damage, helping to cut through that Omni Knight that much more, and she's closing onto her level 6. Not really sure if Toy's Ember Spirit will be able to really kick into gear and help that Spectre with some haunt kills, but the power for iDeal to just get random picks out of nowhere with Spectre involved is huge, and they're actually going to run into Jay right now, or who's going to run into who? Sad Boy is going to get charged up. Looks like with the Plague Ward there, Venomancer is going to show his positioning. Everyone will call it quits. Although the charge is still coming in. No, I don't think so. Maybe dive the tower? YOLO. Okay, no, they're going to go for Yo2 instead. It's instantly going to TP out. Is there enough damage here? Purify. Scream Pain is going to miss. And that means Venomancer is going to live, albeit barely. Although he didn't teleport all the way back to the fountain.
The pain.
Why, Venomancer? Why?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, jeez. Teleport to the fountain next time would have lived.
Up in the top lane, there's a charge onto TNT. Now it's just going to be an Omni Knight and a Spirit Breaker, so I think at this point it's just going to be Little Jesus harassing TNT. There are chances for Bash here, but he's not getting them, unfortunately, so TNT going to be okay hanging around the tree line just to soak up this EXP and just to go back to farming. So it seems the Spectre's not really afraid of this dual lane coming up from Action, and honestly, Spirit Breaker and Omni Knight, you look at these two heroes, they're not that scary together.
I mean, if they were both level 7, then yeah, I would be really scared of those two, but Spirit Breaker's only level 2 at this stage. His roaming has certainly cost him a lot of experience. He's gotten 3 assists, and that's nice and everything, but it's not nearly enough. He's falling behind the enemies, level 4 on the Venomancer Shaker, even Dazzle on his own team, level 4 as well. Spirit Breaker, who's under-leveled, is going to be doing less and less damage, and is going to be more and more reliant on just being a stun. And that's fine and everything like that, but you really want to have a little bit more from your hero selection than just a stun, and even a stun that's cancelable if you somehow get the fissure up before the charge connects or the searing change, something like that. So Little Jesus on the roam and is not really doing quite enough to keep himself in this game.
Yeah, he's not just a stun though. He's still going to be useful for when it comes to chases. He's like a global track, although you don't get extra gold for it, which is a little sad, but I think at this point that's pretty much what the Spirit Breaker is. As you said, a tiny disable as well as a track. And in the bottom lane, unfortunately, Queen of Pain just completely melts to what seems to be a Phoenix and a Spectre Haunted as well. So Queen of Pain shouldn't really die to a Phoenix though. They had to have been contesting for the rune.
Now Yo2 up towards top is going to get charged. Purify is there. They get a Lucky Bash finally. They get 2 Lucky Bashes. And Yo2 is going to get kind of helped out by the Phoenix, but Supernova's a little bit too late there. The Venomancer's already down. Supernova, yeah, will pop, but to no end. Venomancer down for Action Arena. However, losing the Queen of Pain hurts so much more, especially since it's TNT. To get involved in that is going to get Blink screamed upon. Ben has a Sonic Wave. TNT is going to get hit by it. Going to try to duck into the trees. It's still spotted because of the charge and will get poked down. Yeah, Spectre's Radiance looking to be pretty fast this game, but after that death, just a little bit slower.
Yeah, so tiny loss there for the Spectre. I don't really want to say it was worth it for that kill on the Queen of Pain. She could have actually TP'd up top if she wanted to, but hanging around and getting caught out, it happens sometimes. Sad Boys will be spotted out, it seems, by the Dazzle here. Although Ember Spirit has some other plans. He wants the Templar Assassin, and he will try and melt. Graves going to be there to keep him alive for a little bit longer, and Jay's going to try and go for the TP, but it does get cancelled. He should die here, and he will melt here the toy. So nice kill there for iDeal. Unfortunately, the Dazzle not quite enough to keep the Templar Assassin alive, but hey, it was a 3 versus 2 scenario.
I don't think there was any scenario where the Templar Assassin was going to live there. So unfortunately for the TA, we'll go down. Going to give the Ember Spirit a little bit of a boost, although TA is leading the Ember Spirit very, very easily in just the raw CS. This Ember Spirit's 20 down, and that's what you would expect from that lane, honestly. Down towards bottom lane, KYT is being charged. This is a low-level charge, so it's going to take quite a long time to get here. But once it does, Phoenix might be in a little bit of trouble. Just blink, scream, a couple right clicks, might be able to get that kill. Seems like they're going to call it quits, actually, so never mind. 6-5, and iDeal are getting a lot of farm in the Spectre. It's not quite as much farm as Queen of Pain or Templar Assassin, but for Action Arena, they're not really applying a ton of pressure to this spec with the Queen of Pain and Templar Assassin, who peak out very early on. So as long as iDeal hold the fort right now and don't lose, a million heroes all of a sudden, they are pretty happy with the game state.
I'm interested to see what they're hoping to achieve with Nevertheless. Is he supposed to be a DPS Omni Knight? He's just going to put a little bit of hurt here at the TNT with his big Hammer of Justice. Is he supposed to be that... Is he supposed to be in a similar role to a Darkseer, where he just buys that mechanism for sustain and after that just relies on his ult damage in the mid lane? Though lots of action happening. Looks like Toy will survive. He was the primary target. Grave onto the Dazzle to make sure he survives, but he will get chased down by Toy. But Toy, he might be punished if he's not careful, but the Venomancer slows as well as the End Snare as well. That's going to keep him in there for a little bit longer. Jay been repelled as well. Going to try and jump onto TNT here. Can they actually finish him off in time? Are they going to lose vision? No, they do catch him in the end. YO2 trying to slow them down, but not quite enough. I hear a Supernova. Oh.
Yeah, Supernova goes off, doesn't stun anyone. They were trying to get rid of the Queen of Pain, but Toy's not done yet. He's actually back at full HP. He found a good rune. It was, I don't know what, but he's going to get back to full anyway. Sonic Wave, though, going to cut through the Phoenix. Get the Queen of Pain is going to blink right out of there. Dot's not enough to kill her off, and ultimately for Action Arena, it looked really bad there. getting a little bit too far in, failing to kill off Toy, and Toy survives. But turning things around, killing off the Spectre for the up-team time. Now charge back into Toy. He doesn't have any more spirits left. He's going to put up the shield. He's going to chain down Little Jesus in tower range now. Here comes the TP from the Spectre. Has a dagger. Is that going to be enough slow to get this kill? We'll jump forward. The Spirit is up now, and the shield, well, is going to get popped immediately by the Purification, and just going to get worked down by the Templar Assassin. Now TNT in a little bit of trouble. Earn charges there. Looks like there is no more Sonic Trap for the Templar Assassin, so TNT is going to get out of there. But for iDeal, they just cost themselves, I think, one too many heroes. Especially the Spectre, when you haunt in, you want to haunt in reality, get the kill, then leave. Like, you don't want to be in that fight for any longer than you have to, especially if you're not going for Urn, Rune Aquila, these like kind of basic items on the spec.
Yeah, I love Action's positioning as well. Like, sometimes they're just lucky with where they are, just right place at the right time. So having the Omni Knight there with the heal, turning it around on top of its head, getting a kill on the Toy. He is probably the second biggest hero that you would prefer to target on iDeal. So getting a kill onto him and not losing anyone in the process is huge. It's slowing down his item progression. He's not going to get a super early battle fury. Spectre dies again. Oh, well, great kill for the Queen of Pain though. Looks like, unfortunately, iDeal is just getting picked off left, right, and center, and they're not really reinforcing these heroes for it because they don't have the best ones. They've got a Phoenix who, great in the team fight, not great at counter initiating. Oh,
Sad boy fissure.
Sad boy is gonna be a happy boy. He's out of there.
Yeah, but for the Omni Knight, this is really where Action Arena want to play their most aggressive. This is really where the hero, this is only the hero's only purpose, really. In the mid game, try to apply that consistent amount of pressure so they can dive forward, consistently look for those kills. They'll purify KYT down to half. Now charge coming through again onto the Shaker, is going to connect onto 4 heroes, and they're straight onto the Phoenix. However, the Supernova is going to go off, and I don't think they can actually crack it in time. Uphill miss chances. The Templar Assassin will get it done. Gets purified as well. Now going to try to go for Toy. Echo Slam going to slow her down. However, they jump right back in for Jay. Dots should take out the Templar Assassin, but Shaker's already down, and Jay looking for now Yo2. One big meld strike and another hit afterwards. Gonna get that kill. Ember Spirit can't get enough damage onto Jay in time, and he will be forced to jump out. In the meantime, Ben cleaning house up towards the north. Ember Spirit forced to leave there. That's what the Omni Knight is supposed to do. Just drop his skills so that Action Arena can win these fights in the mid game, so they can take the tower, so that they can snowball forward. That's all.
That was so disgusting. Every time iDeal wanted to kill the TA, there was a heal, there was a repel, there was a dazzle heal, there's a dazzle shallow grave, then there's another repel, and then there's another heal. So every time iDeal tries to focus down the Templar Assassin, there's just something that's always mitigating the damage output. And they're looking at this and they're probably thinking, what the hell are we supposed to do? When you're dealing with a Omni Knight and a dazzle, if you can't burst down the target in time, say goodbye to that hero, because it's just going to be healed up and then they're going to turn it around. And being a Templar Assassin, if you can't kill her, she can turn around and backstab you, without a doubt. So, they have good damage over time, but I feel like the kind of draft they drafted, they don't have enough burst to kill heroes before there's going to be enough backup coming in time.
Eventually they'll get to that stage, like once Spectre picks up her big items, oh, it's not going to be the Radiance. She died one too many times, is going to back off for phase drums. I'm pretty sure Radiance next, but still, this is not really where the Spectre wanted to be at this stage. The Ember Spirit has drums, and that's nice, but it's definitely not enough. At this stage, last game, he had like half of his travels up, and right now he's really nowhere close. Later down the line, they'll be able to haunt in, kill off the likes of Omni Knight Dazzle really quickly, or use Ember Spirit to jump to the back and just get those kills as well. But because they don't have that farm, because they're just not at that stage of the game yet, Dazzle and Omni Knight are very, very difficult to bring down if they have good positioning. And they have had good positioning to just lay heal upon heal upon heal onto their teammates. And if you can keep Queen of Pain or Templar Assassin fighting, they're going to be doing some serious damage. Especially this TA, with the Yasha already completed, has the power treads, is probably looking at a Desolator soon. The longer she survives, the iDeal side are just going to drop like rocks.
Yeah, so what does iDeal do now? Do they just have to go give space to the Spectre so that the Spectre can get farm? It's not a Radiant Spectre anymore, so I don't really feel like it's the best solution. Spectre can fight okay now, but it's not like she has a Diffusal Blade or a Radiance to help her out, but oh god, KYT. She's gonna get jumped on by the TA a little bit, but he just dives out of there.
Down 400 health, one hit though. That's pretty brutal. Spectre at this point, she of course just wants to farm. She has gone for a build that lets her fight, but doesn't want to fight, if that makes any sense. TNT still should be going for that relic, but Yeah, I do think it was probably a necessity to go for like Ring of Aquila or something like that. He's gonna get the tower denied. It looks like they should both slip out of there. So nice play for iDeal up towards top lane. They're gonna reinforce with a couple heroes. Unfortunately for them, Jay's already gone. Nevertheless, soon after leaving, the Spectre probably should have gone for like Power Treads, Ring of Aquila, and then straight Relic. Usually a little more of a standard build nowadays. Going straight Relic is extremely greedy, and it was punished.
Yeah, that's true. So for action though, are they waiting on any items before they try and go for this sort of jump play? They've got the Deso on the TA, which was the trigger for action in their game against God. I'm doing it again. Thanks, Mike. I think you're the best partner I've ever had. But that was the trigger item for the TA, and he got this pretty late. Now this is an early TA with the Deso. What kind of work are we gonna see from Jay?
Roshan work, it seems. It's going to be spotted immediately by a Venomancer ward, but they don't know that they're smoked. Now they do. They see Champoy. Champoy sees them, kind of. We got a charge going up towards the Phoenix. He's not going to see this one coming. Charge is going to connect. Big meld hit. One more hit. Well, they're going to get the Fissure up into the Supernova, but that's not going to save the Phoenix. Here comes Toy. He is going to get immediately orchided and Nether Struck as well. Dead. And Sonic Wave, I think, didn't even land because the Ember Spirit was just dead so quickly. Yeah, the Queen of Pain actually did no damage there. A little bit awkward waste there, but it's not only the Desolator on the Templar Assassin, it's also the Orchid on the Queen of Pain lining up at the exact same timing. And iDeal just getting no similar items and definitely not at the same timing. So they're not going to be able to fight Action Arena nearly at the same stage as Action Arena are going to be willing to fight them, especially with the wraparound onto Yo2. Has a sentry up in the up on the hill, so he knows he's spotted by the Queen of Pain. Not like it's going to help him that much. The charge to him, Little Jesus, a very easy kill, and A just grabbed now by Jay. And now the pushing is going to start to happen. With the Desolator, these towers are going to fall quick.
Yeah, and iDeal, they have a little bit of a fighting spirit. They can try and contest action, but I feel like for the T1s, they can give the T1s away. But when it comes to T2s, I feel like that's going to be the time for iDeal to fight. They will have the Veno up. There is no Supernova for 40 seconds though, so unfortunately for KYT on the Phoenix, Phoenix going against this draft without Supernova, he's not going to be that strong. And what are your thoughts on the Phoenix going for max dive instead of putting points into Sunray? Typically we see Phoenix put 2 points into Icarus dive and then into the Sunray, but oh my god, the Veno. Well, I think he just got peeled, quite literally, but here we go. KYT dive has already been used. It's going to be Nether Struck as well. Jumped on by the TA, and that's going to be 2 heroes already down. So this T1 and possibly the T2 is going to go down without any sort of contest.
Regardless of what I think about this Phoenix's build, neither build would have saved him. Up towards top lane, Ben's going to find the Spectre, get the kill. Toy is coming in, but can't jump in fast enough. Ben blinks away. There's another jump forward for the Ember Spirit. Searing Chains won't land. In fact, there's no mana for it. Ben now going to reinitiate, jumps right back in towards Toy. Purify is there. Wouldn't have been enough if Little Jesus was just a little bit faster with that charge. Maybe level 4 charge would have gotten that kill, but either way, it's a whole bunch of kills for Action Arena. Important kills at that, onto the Spectre, onto the Phoenix. And they should be able to clean up this tier 2 bottom lane as well with no deny this time. Jay, there you go, is going to cash in there. Has Blink Dagger now up, and well, he can go for kills on pretty much anyone by himself. Yeah, I don't really know if this Phoenix's build is actually going to matter. I do like having just like Icarus dive for escape purposes, and anything outside of that is kind of but Sunray, is he really going to get a chance to sit there and fire it off? Doesn't seem like it. Over towards mid, Toy. Not charged just yet, although there it is.
Will they commit though? TA gonna blink forward, just gonna go right after the Veno. God, that guy just peeled again, and Toy, oh, silenced up. Oh no, actually he wasn't silenced up. Did he silence a creep?
I think so. Mercy. And now Sad Boy, he's not gonna get any mercy. They already let that Ember Spirit go. They're not gonna let the Shaker go as well. TNT now charged. And the Fire Spirits are going to start to drop. There's a Supernova here for KYT. He's going to use a short dive, get away from there. Jay now stuck in the enemy base. Has an SNY delivered to him mid-fight. Still has the heals on the low ground, so he's not going to die anytime soon. Has a blink back down or into the enemy if he wants to. But yeah, at this point, actually, they're just going to turn up the dial to maximum and just keep going. It's going to be tier 2 mid lane, maybe high ground, maybe tier 2 top lane, but they're getting so disgustingly far ahead with these item timings and their draft. Like, this is a draft that's supposed to peak at this point and is peaking at this point. iDeal have to try to stem the bleeding by not dying. I don't think there's any way that they can go offensive into this.
I really don't think so either. They don't have much to really fall back to. They can try and split push with the Ember Spirit, but then again, there's an Orchid on the map, so that's not really ideal. You have the Spectre as well, but Spectre can get caught out as well. So they can try and team fight, but we've seen what happens. They always get jumped on by a Blink Dagger Templar Assassin and they melt. They can try and probably bank this on the super late game scenario, but this is going to be on the fact that can iDeal turtle long enough for the Spectre and the Ember Spirit to become relevant? Because right now, these heroes aren't really doing much, and against a Templar Assassin, who's so explosive right now, I think it's going to be way too difficult. Launch going to be going onto Little Jesus. They're going to be committing quite a bit, but he just charges up onto the high ground. And here come Friends and Co. Jay going to be coming in. Blink at the ready, but do they have vision of these heroes? It doesn't seem like it.
They have an Observer Orb, which saw the Phoenix, and they still see Sad Boy, who should not be here. Meld is going to miss. How do you miss with Meld? I don't know. Doesn't matter, got kill anyway. Again, a little bit of mercy from the Radiant side. Now they're going to dive forward with Queen of Pain. Sonic Wave going to connect to the KYT, though it's not going to have to get the kill. Another Sonic Wave kind of down the tubes here for Ben. Looks like it's still not going to matter too much because, again, it's not punished. And they do get another kill. It's on the Spectre down towards bottom, so, you know, mercy maybe. But Spectre is not a hero that iDeal want to be losing at this stage. 24-8. And the scary thing is that Aegis, for whatever reason, is still up. It's not going to be up for much longer, however. So Jay is going to be working with limited time here, at least for double lives. But he has his healers behind him, and those healers aren't really in that much threat. They're going to repel up Jay and just let him go ham on this tower. Charge coming in from the bottom lane. Toy does not have a Remnant backup, so he doesn't have anything that he can very quickly jump to. It looks like the siege will start to begin. However, this is where Venomancer comes into play defensively. It's hard to push into Plague Wards and a tower.
Yeah, are these max Plague Wards? Yes, they are. So they're going to be doing max damage. It's going to help out iDeal, but it's not going to stem the bleeding entirely. It's going to just slow it up for a little bit. They do catch Jay on the high ground, but I don't think anyone wants to go near him at this point, because they know if you try and jump onto him, he's going to get healed, and he's just not going to die at that point. So Dazzle is all on Night doing their job to keep Jay alive. Raxes are now exposed. How does iDeal want to approach its defense?
Well, Sad Boy is going to take a warning shot from Jay. I don't think for Action Arena they necessarily need to go for these Raxes right now. They could back off and just wait for the next Roshan. Doing this puts themselves probably at the most risk possible, but again, they're so strong at this point, you might as well go for it. As long as Sad Boy has no Blink Dagger for no Echo Slam, as long as he's not going to be alive, you know, he's not going to be much of a threat. You know, jump in, kill him off in an instant, and no response from iDeal because he died so quickly. Toy's going to get a little bit too close. KYT forces Supernova, can't get it off in time, tries to dive instead. Okay, iDeal are just bleeding heroes at this point. And at this stage in the game, when their highest net worth hero is 3 times, or is getting tripled by the enemy's highest, it's all over.
So, were you expecting a sort of performance from Action?
Not really, but with their draft, I'm not too surprised.
I saw the Templar Assassin, and I saw the early Deso, and I was thinking this is going to be a nightmare for iDeal. So, should we just say it was a pretty anticlimactic game? It was pretty easy for Action. They didn't have to do that much.
Now, the team I'm scared for right now is Aphie, because they have to go against Execration, who fought Action Arena to a standstill. Action Arena just destroyed iDeal. So, yeah, that's going to be coming up next, guys, in about 30 minutes. So you get a little bit of a break. Go make yourself some coffee or something, but we'll be right back in that time. I'm Mikelorus. I've been joined by Daneliecasts, and we will be back in 35 minutes for Execration versus Aphie.
We'll see you soon.